was about the grind, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. We're live. Let's go. 101. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk, brought to you by Play Alberta. It's Zach Kubich, the producer, Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas here with you. We're live from the William Huff studio. A great two guys and a goalie, taking it back to the old days. Kind of. Were you watching two guys in the old day? Great show. Absolutely fantastic show. And we have another fantastic show for you. I'm very happy that free agency is only 1 week away because I'm losing my mind with all these potential Oiler targets.
Well,
listen, I get it. It's fun. I get it. But man, there's some names out there. I'm just like, what are people thinking?
like who?
Oh boy, don't get me started.
Come on. Let's stay away from goaltending. I'm exhausted.
I'm goaltendered out right now with this. Run it back, man. There's no one better right now. There's no one better. That's realistic.
Hey, did you hear the question I asked the two boys before?
No.
So let's just say you,
Okay.
Hernan Salas,
Hernan.
is the new GM of the expansion team in Chile. All right. Your team's also, you need goaltenders. Now, look at the current crop of UFA goaltenders.
Okay.
And just think Stuart Skinner is also, I know this is hypothetical, he is also available. All right. He is available right now. And you look at all the underlying numbers of all these guys.
Okay.
What goaltender would you pick ahead of Stuart Skinner for your team?
Ville
The
Husso.
Chilean chili peppers.
Ville Husso. No.
Why?
Because sideways move.
Okay.
Jake Allen. Hell no. Sideways move.
Good on the panel.
Vanacek. Skinner's better. Gorgiev. Really?
No.
No. Anton Forsberg. Ha! Why? Marc-Andre Fleury at 40 years old. No. Dan Vladar. Nah.
Fleury's retired.
Yeah. Vladar. I have time for Vladar if he's with Skinner.
He's with Skinner.
Samsonov, no. James Reimer, no. David Rittich, no. I know people get pissed off at us, Gager, and we're not here.
They get pissed off at you.
We're not here saying Stuart Skinner's the best. We're not saying that, but it's got to be a trade because none of these guys are going to be Edmonton Oilers. I can tell you that. Am I off my rocker?
I don't. That's why I posed the question to you, buddy. You look at everyone on there, and Tommy and Dusty said the same thing. If you take yourself out of the situation and look at the current crop, you have the best of the best right now. The best available, I guess, is what I would say, right? And until something could present itself to strengthen that position on your team, you don't do anything like that. That's suicide.
It's almost like careful what you wish for. And listen, I get the Skinner fatigue. I do. But man, if I'm looking at it,
price point too, though.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the UFAs, sure, you want a new guy because it's always fun for fans to have new guys on your team. But we got to look at this and really hone in on if they're better. We do. Unless it's a trade and unless they clear a lot of cap space, guys, I hate to disappoint you. I know everybody's bringing up Demko, sure, but that guy's a risk, man.
And he's 5.5. You're going to take that much away from potentially making your team better. You just can't. Oilers are in cap hell.
Well, let's ask our nasties. It's very simple. Of the goalies, who would you want from the UFA crop that's better than Stuart Skinner? And show your work. Because I am just done with this goalie until they get one. I won't. Because Gager, the crop is not good at the UFAs.
Look, they're NHL goaltenders, but it's either sideways or diagonally down or straight down. There's no upgrades in that. Herb's Hose in the text line, 780-218-9999. Boys, what about Shelovs? Now, Herb, that's interesting to me because something's going to rattle loose in Vancouver next year come the waiver wire, right? They're going to, I can't see them. I guess it depends on Demko's health. You know, he comes into camp, he's healthy, starts here, and he can stay relatively healthy to the start of the season and start, then one of those guys is going to, it's either fall through the cracks, and then maybe the Oilers look at that. But then is Shelovs better than Pickard?
That's the thing. Like, I knew this was going to come up because they won yesterday the Calder Cup. Congratulations. I know. Good for them. JJ Kara, former Oiler.
See the parade in Vancouver?
That was great. Did you see that? No, but did you see when they were arriving at the arena? The people outside? It was
in
great,
Abbotsford,
man. Yeah. This is my thing with Shelovs. It's not a bad recommendation, I guess, but guys, he's an AHL goalie right now. You're really going to tell Oiler fans who have a Stanley Cup contending team, we're going to bring in an AHL goalie to take over for Stuart Skinner. And yes, his numbers were excellent in the minors. But come on.
And Stuart Skinner already beat him.
I just think Vancouver's going to hold tight because they don't know what they're going to do with Demko. And this guy could potentially become their guy. So I just don't see him shaking loose from there. But again, we're talking about an AHL goalie who played well in the playoffs last year against the Oilers, but the Oilers still beat them. Like, is that really what we want here in Edmonton? When this team is supposed to upgrade the position?
And I think they signed that Lankinen to be the guy, right? They signed him for another 5 years.
Yeah. Mike Torrance says, thoughts on Samsonov? No. Injury prone. Bit of a head case too in Toronto. Where was it? Where he had to send him to the minors? No. Again, and I said this yesterday, and we'll leave it at that, Joaquin. Last year, when listen, I was on board to get rid of Vinny Desharnais and Cody Ceci. I was, but I said, if you're going to get rid of those guys, bring in someone better. And at the start of the year, they did not. Don't do the same thing with the goaltending. Don't bring in a guy that's not better than Stuart Skinner. Don't do it. Fun show today, Joaquin. Of course, inside the numbers, we got Heat and Smoke. We'll be joined by Jonathan Bailey, who covers the Philadelphia Flyers for the Hockey News. We'll talk to him about the Zegras trade. They got
Donovan or Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Jeez, I was like, what?
Did I say Donovan? They got the 6th overall pick. What are their thoughts on Rick Tocchet, who's very similar to a Torts personality-wise? So we'll get a good idea there. And then Tyrell Ford at 2:40. We had to switch the time, so 2:40. He'll join us, Elks defensive back. He heads back to Winnipeg, where he started his career. So that will be fun. And at 2:20, we'll do Heat and Smoke with our guy, Coob. And we roll along here on EST Afternoons. Lots to get to. Of course, Canada plays El Salvador today in Gold Cup action, 8 o'clock. If you'd like to tune into that game, they're coming off a draw versus Curacao. Luke Richardson, your buddy, assistant coach in Nashville.
Is he?
Yeah.
Nice.
And or friend of the show, Jamin Pelly signs with the Argos.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
good.
yesterday. He's pretty happy. But some bad news for the Elks. David Beard, their starting center, came back to the team this year, lands on the 6-game injured list, which is just terrible news. Good thing they have Mark Cordy, who played center for the last 3 years. He'll slide over, and we'll see who replaces him at guard. Look for Phil Grahovec or maybe Evans, the rookie who played in Game 1. OKC's parades today. I'm looking at satellite footage that's on Twitter. I don't know if it's busy or not. I know Shea's wearing the Canada flag around his waist, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It was funny because Jalen Williams, like one of their best players, the young guy, he had his first drink ever when they won the championship.
Come on.
Yeah. He said he had a little bit of champagne, a little bit of beer, and he goes, I didn't like it. And then people were chirping them because their tubs of booze was pretty much full. I'm like, well, maybe they're just good boys.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. So let's see here. Oh, hold on. We got some Hall of Fame news to get to as well. Your 2025 Hockey Hall of Fame class, Jennifer Botterill.
Oh.
Zdeno Chara.
Nice.
Brianna Decker. Duncan Keith.
Of course.
Joe Thornton.
Nice.
And check this one out. It's about damn time.
McGillney?
Alexander Mogilny.
About time.
Builder
Jesus.
Jack Parker. And also builder Danielle Savageau. So Mogilny lands in there. Duncan Keith, eh?
Of course.
Yeah, no, I know, but like former Oiler.
Yeah.
You think he'll go in as an Oiler? No, I'm just kidding.
He'll have one of those jerseys. You know how parents, if they have two kids that play on the different, and they have it's like Two-Face, he'll go in as an Oiler and a Blackhawk.
Any issues with anyone going in? Joe Thornton, Duncan Keith, Zdeno Chara.
No.
Okay.
All Hall of Famers.
I'm glad Mogilny. We're old enough to have watched Alexander. He was
played
great.
against that bugger.
He's great.
Stopped him on 2 breakaways.
Really?
When he was in
Is that
Vancouver.
right?
Yeah.
Coop, can you find the highlights? It's been a long time for him. He's been snubbed every year.
He's got the greatest story that I heard about him and Keenan.
Oh, really?
In Vancouver. Because Keenan, he'd like to try to install fear or something. I think McGillney was one of the first defectors to that.
He was.
Yeah, right? And so Mike Keenan was trying to get at him in some way, and McGillney looks at him and says, "You actually think you can scare me? I've left a country trying to kill me. I've been in wars, and you're yelling at me thinking this is going to make me like," and just put him right in his place.
Dealing with the mob.
Yeah.
So Mogilny played 990 games in the NHL. He had 1,032 points. Outstanding career. And he was brilliant.
Man, and I remember I played against him too when he was in Buffalo, and Pat LaFontaine was on the and it was when you watch someone that can really skate, you're almost in awe of how quick they are and how fast. Like he would do this lateral move where all of a sudden it's like he blipped, like he transported to the other side, and it was like 8 feet over all of a sudden with the puck. And you're like, how did he do that? How many? One Stanley Cup with New Jersey?
You got one with New Jersey.
Yeah, man. That's the fact that he had to wait this long is just ridiculous.
But for me, I'll always remember him as a Buffalo Sabre.
Yeah.
I know he spent a lot of time in Vancouver, was good there as well. Went to New Jersey, played in Toronto, and then finished his career with New Jersey and the Albany River Rats. But just a brilliant player, man. I loved him in Buffalo, man. In those early games, the NHLs, he was just so good.
He's one of those names where, of my vintage, you just hear Bob Cole, McGillney, stars. That's how I just awesome. I'm really happy for him. That's great.
Yeah, it's
not that I know him or anything, but
happy for him because he's been snubbed for far too long. So once again, it's Alex Mogilny, Joel Thornton, Duncan Keith, Zdeno Chara, the NHLers are heading to the Hall of Fame. So congratulations, Chara, one of the best. Thornton, longevity, I think, gets him their points. He was
one of the greatest. I think one of the greatest passers to play in the NHL ever.
Because last week we had a segment for Red Light District when we were talking about Hall of Famers. That was really fun. We should do it again. And then who was the other one? Oh, Duncan Keith. He was brilliant in Chicago. One of
the greatest defensemen of all time.
Yeah.
He had everything. He was mean. He was nasty. Scored huge goals. Just an absolute prick to play against. I could have played another year in Edmonton, which I was hoping he would have. But man, what a whale of a player.
Jared says, I think it's a little early to let Mogilny in. I think he's joking. I really hope you are. Hey, slam that thumbs up for us. If you're watching, of course, it's the EST YouTube channel. Slam that thumbs up. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. It's humming along nicely already. River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Like always, Edmonton Sports Talk presented by Play Alberta. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instants, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at playalberta.ca. On the other side of the break, there's one player that's being rumored that the Oilers want to extend, and Hernan might lose it again. And we'll continue to dissect the Hall of Fame class, which is pretty cool that Alexander Mogilny finally gets in. Duncan Joe Thornton and Zdeno Chara will continue to chat that, and we'll look at other stories around the NHL as well, Gager. There's a lot of rumors swirling around. If you're on X, the Oilers are acquiring everyone. So we'll break it all down here on EST Afternoons. But first up, Coob with a sports update, then a break. We'll chat in a bit.
The Hockey Hall of Fame announced this year's inductees. Former Oiler Duncan Keith enters the Hall alongside former Sabre Alex Mogilny, longtime Bruins captain Zdeno Chara, and Sharks legend Joe Thornton. MLB action has 15 games. Toronto and Cleveland open up a 3-game series. Eric Lauer gets a nod for Toronto. Logan Allen for the Guardians. First pitch goes at 4:40. And kicking things off on the schedule, it's the Rangers and Orioles meeting. Baltimore winning 6-0 in their series opener yesterday. Elsewhere, the Braves and Mets rematch. Atlanta edging out New York 3-2 in their last meeting before the Yankees battle the Reds. And out in Victoria, the Riverhawks take on the Harbor Cats. Edmonton on a 3-game win streak. You can tune into the action on any of EST's audio streams. Coverage starts just after 7:30. Back in Alberta, Energy City visits Lethbridge for the first of 2 games. Cactus Rats on a 2-game slide. First pitch just after 5. And from Houston, Gold Cup action sees Canada taking on El Salvador. Canada toppling Honduras 6-0 in their last game. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. More with Hernan and Joaquin once we get back from break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Craig Button right now, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports.
I think the forward depth has to improve. They don't have as much depth in the forward group as they need to get to the promised land. More speed, a little more size, that's where they got to get to. There's lots of different ways to do that, and I think there's opportunities to explore that you can improve in that area and help McDavid and Draisaitl.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by South Ford Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Here's to the beautiful lakes and stunning landscapes Canada has to offer. And for the kayak, camping gear, and summer toys you used to enjoy them? Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca. Happy Canada Day.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to The Banquet and dive into banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
Welcome back to EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan Salas here with you. Zach Kubish along for the ride as well. Reminder at 3 o'clock, Matthew Wannick, J. Milne with the Reed Wilkins Show will take you right up until 6 o'clock as we get closer to Elks game day on Thursday, 6:30 from Winnipeg. We're all over it here on EST. The Green and Gold kickoff show with Matt and Jay starts at 5:30 on Thursday, so make sure to keep it locked on Edmonton Sports Talk. We have a trade in the NBA. The New Orleans Pelicans are trading CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-round pick to the Washington Wizards for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the number 40 pick. That's from Shams. So things heating up there ahead of their draft that kicks off tomorrow. If you're a Toronto Raptors fan, they have the number 9 pick, and the Mavericks, shocking, have the first overall pick. And they're going to get a hell of a player, Joaquin. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat, River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. And so I was seeing, and then Dusty told me this morning that there's rumors, I guess, swirling around that the Oilers are interested in bringing back Kasperi Kapanen. I ask why. No, I'm being serious, Joaquin.
Okay, let's look at the positives here for a second. Big. Skates well. There's a physical element to his game that it's not always there, but it's there. Mm-hmm. There's a possibility of that. And scored a big goal.
Sure. I understand that. In the playoffs, he came in, he scored the OT winner to get past Vegas. He had some good looks in the other series that if he would have finished, he was in and out there towards the end. This team needs to improve. And keeping Kasperi Kapanen is not an improvement. I'm sorry. He was terrible in the regular season. Terrible. If he was either one or their worst forward in the regular season, Joaquin. There's a reason why he didn't start the playoffs. He didn't play for a lot of games. And when everybody was healthy, he didn't play. Okay? When he came to the Oilers, he played 57 games. He had 13 points and was a minus 16. I get what he did in the playoffs. People got excited and all that, but I just think you can upgrade elsewhere.
It's funny how goaltending can be a sideways move and everyone's happy, but a complete sideways, I mean, it's the same move, bringing him back, where I think you look to, again, a position that I think you can fill and get while getting younger at the same time. It's a skill set that's a little bit more readily available at the pro level. I would say with him. I know. I basically say thank you for your service. We're gonna look at some other options. If nothing happens, we might circle back to you and see where you're at. But by all means, start looking at other places. That's what I would tell him. I can't. Why would you bring him back?
It's like
you said, the regular season. So there's 2 seasons in the NHL. You know what they are? Playoffs and regular season.
Yeah.
Okay. But you need guys to help you in the regular season to get you to the playoffs. And he just wasn't. He looked great when he first came. You know, he did a couple of between the legs, and it was like, and he had a few good looks. And you're like, why did the St. Louis Blues get rid of this guy? There was a reason why they got rid of it. A, they filled the spots with younger, capable players, and B, it seems like Kasperi Kapanen to me is one of those guys where when he starts feeling good about himself, his game switches because now because I believe he was part of that original Maple Leafs organization where he was supposed to be like the big scorer. And he defaults back to the scoring winger, which he's not.
He's not. No.
He could learn tons from Vasily Podkolzin. Podkolzin has redefined what will make him successful at the NHL level. Kasperi Kapanen's the same way. It's rough, hit, bang, crash, straightforward, simple plays. You know how many times he gave the puck away at the blue lines?
Yeah.
Where, even I was thinking of throwing something at the TV.
Well, they said they wanted to go younger. They said they were going to change their forward group. And now we're hearing Perry, Frederick, Connor Brown, and Kapanen all they want back. Look, what are we doing? Like, sorry. Because Perry Kapanen, thank you for your services in the playoffs. You were pretty okay. Seriously, you're good. You scored a big goal. We thank you. But come on. And Gage, you're like, even if they do go here, better not be more than 2 years. It's got to be a 1-year deal. And this is the other thing. This doesn't have to be a July 1st pickup. No one's lining up to sign Kasperi Kapanen.
No.
It's the same thing.
Sorry, Kasperi. I know you're listening, but.
No, I know. But, like, seriously, like, if they sign him, the first signing on July 1st, like, what are we doing? Like, this is where you tell Kasperi, hey, listen, we're going to figure some stuff out. If we can make something work, we'll make something work, but it's going to be later in July. And if you find something else, go ahead. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, it hasn't worked for 2 years, okay? You can't keep bringing the same band back together and expecting a different result. You have to upgrade. And I don't think it's hard to upgrade Kasperi Kapanen, Joaquin. He was in and out of your lineup. That can't be that hard.
I think you could almost scour the American Hockey League and find someone with a similar skill set. If it's going to be a guy coming in out of the lineup, you might as well, right?
I'd rather give it to a young guy from Baco. Seriously. Is that an upgrade? I don't know, man, but like, this better not be happening.
It's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, I just, in the Nats chat, Aiden O'Neill, what do you guys think about a Malkin deadline ad? Last year it's $6 million, and Pittsburgh isn't resigning him. I'm sure they would retain 50% too.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, who would say no to Malkin? But
he's 38 years old.
Again.
Does he make your team better?
Yeah. I don't know.
That's old Malkin.
Yeah, he's still a hell of a player, but I don't know. That's too far down the road for me. Like, I don't know what their cap situation is going to be.
Yeah, so many things would have to happen for that. Because right now, after they signed Frederick's 8-year extension and Bush, there's not much left until they start moving stuff out.
Yeah, it's going to be, man, it's fascinating. Like, the draft on Friday is going to be like, we always get excited, but there's really never any big deals on draft day. Has there been? I'm always left disappointed because we're expecting fireworks and nothing really happens until we hit July 1st. Then early that morning, we start seeing everything trickling in.
It's because the Oilers they haven't had a lot of first round picks too, right? Or last year did they have 2 last year?
No, the Oilers didn't.
Or 2 years the years
Sam
before.
O'Reilly.
Yeah, when was that? Anyways, yeah, no first, no second, a third, a sixth, and a seventh. So
yeah.
Most likely, I would be looking at packaging up that third with a player and seeing what you can do with it, right? Because really, I mean, the odds of a third rounder panning out is so.
And for a team that's in win mode now,
win mode now.
Win
or now in win mode
or now in win mode. I can't even speak today. I knew I came up.
No, it's win mode now. You just got to say it differently.
Win mode.
Win mode now.
Win mode now. Oilers, go. It's going to be interesting what they do, man. Because for me, if Stan Bowman's is signing these 3 guys, you're not working hard. Seriously, I'm sorry. You're not putting in the work. You're just going back to the same old. Hey, you played good. Here's the contract. Come back. Let's see if we can take another run at this. No, like
if they roll it back, there was a time a few months ago where on the Reed Wilkins show with Jay, Reed was outlining the possibilities of Edmonton not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, are you really? And I mean, I know. So at the end of the day, the 2 teams in the Stanley Cup final, I believe, finished 11th and 13th overall. So it doesn't really matter where you finish. Obviously, both teams. I mean, Florida Panthers didn't have home ice. I don't think they had home ice the whole playoffs, right?
They did not. Yeah.
So it really, in the grand scheme of things, does home ice really that big of an advantage? It didn't seem like it was. But you gotta, I think you have to look, said this yesterday, you have to look to the future a bit. You have to look at pieces of the puzzle that you think you can replace. And I know if we were to go back a few months from now, but a year ago, and we looked at Dylan Holloway and what he had done, and obviously he was on the up trajectory on his level of play. But at that time, when the offer sheets came out, you thought, well, I know he's getting better, but right now, I think you could probably replace his style of play with another player. That's what I was thinking, not knowing that he was going to go crazy in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's
but that's the gamble you be on young players, right? There's untapped potential. And what am I alluding to? Stuart Skinner.
The Holloway one is the brutal one because they could have signed him. But it sounds like, we're assuming here, we don't know. It sounds like Jeff Jackson took it personal. How dare you?
Yeah.
You know? And that's not how you build a contender. That's not how you run a business.
You don't want to be here? Fine. Because I think that was one of the words of.
Yeah. You don't want to be. Well, it's not that he wants to be here. He's trying to maximize what he can get as a young guy. Sure, he took advice from his agent and it looked like he regretted that as well. But you lost a hell of a player because of your pride. Because you were hurt. Like, that's not how you do it with a Stanley Cup contending. I'm sorry. And if Connor Brown and Corey Perry and Kapanen are your signings, come on. And Stan Bowman, Gage and I could have went out and got those deals.
Yes.
Like, I'm being serious here, though. Like, it's not hard. Hey, you want to come back? Sure. Of course. There's no one lining up for Kapanen. I'm guaranteeing you that. Connor Brown will have suitors, sure, but I mean, I'm not going out of my way to make sure we snag him up. Same with Corey Perry.
No, I think it would be, again, learn from past mistakes. They went nuts on July 1st signing some guys. We were all excited, but maybe looking at the current crop and just looking at what happened in the previous year, I think the Oilers are better suited to active if something presents itself that is that you're, I would say, like 90 to 95% sure is going to make your team better, right? But this is something you're going to have to take your time at. There's a lot of internal things that they have to worry about first. Arvidsson, that's one of the pieces that I think is going out. That has to go out. Kane, I'm still on the fence of, because I think that next year, if Evander Kane is in an Oilers jersey by the start of the season, I think you're going to get the best Evander Kane possible. And that's a really good hockey player.
Yeah. I mean, 1 year, there's no guarantees they're going to move him. I know everybody wants to move him because of the dollar figure and it's going to help the Oilers. Sounds like.
That's 20 goals, man. If you're getting rid of that, how are you replacing that 20 goals that Evander Kane will score for the Edmonton Oilers next year if he's being a healthy Evander Kane?
Yeah. But you got to find a way. You're in cap hell because of Jeff Jackson and Kenny Holland. Deal with it. Let's go. We'll see what happens on July 1st. If it's these guys again, we're going to have some spicy shows, Joaquin.
Wow.
I mean, what's the feeling out there? What do the nasties think? Is Kapanen, Brown, and Perry do it for you? Like, seriously. Let us know. River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. Nasty chat. For me, it doesn't. Looney Land says the formula is simple. Improve the D. It will improve the goalie. Well, he already said he's not improving the D because he's very happy with it. Management has so much work to do, but do the Oilers really know what they have in Rodrigue? I mean, he played behind a team that had no Connor, no Dry, no Ekholm, and no real set defensive core. Oil Gill. No, come on. Again,
that would be a team that's the Oilers, 6 years ago, to see what they have. Not now.
No, not. You're not playing an AHL goalie because you think he can be better than the Oilers are not in that. And I get what you're saying, but this is, I guess, I think we're all, and I include myself in this, Oil Gill. I think we're still thinking 10 years ago Oilers where we just gave all the young guys an opportunity. That this is not the Oilers anymore.
And to be honest, I think that was it for Rodrigue in this organization.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Dirty Don, how about Peter Mrazek? Sure.
But look how much. No, because
doesn't even make too much.
Yeah, he makes too much money. Sorry, Mrazek's he makes more than both Skinner and Pickard.
Yeah, I know. This one, no name, says, does it really matter who gets signed by the Oilers when going gets tough? Oil keep putting 97 and 29 together for 25 minutes a night. KC and high level. It's a good point, but
great point.
And excellent point, KC, because this is the biggest problem, and this is the biggest problem the Oilers have this offseason is you have to go out and get wingers for Draisaitl, but it's going to be almost next to impossible because you have no money unless you're doing trades, money in, money out. So they're going to continue to go to the top two until you can find someone that works with Draisaitl, because this team is better when those two guys are separate, right? They are.
Well, they're going to have to be to get over the hump, because by the end of it, you're probably going to have to play against a team that's got three solid centers down the middle, right?
Yeah,
that's what's going to happen. You can't just overload one line and hope that the Nuge or whoever, because Enrique, you unless so many things have to happen for them to have major success. I just don't think that happens.
Lucky Charlie says, who are you guys getting this intel from? Well, from one of the biggest insiders in the game, Elliot Friedman's the one that's getting all this information.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, I trust him because there's a lot of stuff out there from different accounts and Oiler this and Oiler that. And like, trust the reliables, the Elliot Friedmans, the Darren Dragers, the Frank Saravallis. Those are the guys that have it. Okay. Everything else is just assumptions and hopes. That's it. Oil Gill says that's for Pickard's replacement. But I mean, for $1 million, why would you replace Pickard with an unknown?
Who was he replacing him
with? Ollie Rodrigue.
No.
Oh.
No. This guy, if he doesn't get injured, he's probably playing every game in this to the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah.
Or the final round. The Cup final. Right?
Yeah.
He walks through Dallas like,
I don't know. It's definitely interesting, and it's we're only on Tuesday. We got a week to go, and I think this goaltending is not going to go away because
I don't think they're going to do anything.
Until now, no one's texted in a better option than Stuart Skinner. That is realistic, but we want you to keep trying. Send this one. Seriously, because sure, Mrazek, but the money doesn't work. Older guy. If you want him for a year to see if he can pull it off, sure. But outside of that, like the UFA list is terrible. What's realistic in a trade? Keep in mind, the two Oilers goalies make 3.6. And they've been to 2 Stanley Cup finals. Sometimes you got to just maybe roll it back. I know no one wants to hear that, but that's where we're at. Okay. Gager, did you know the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino? Check out their Tap 25 restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk hockey. We're going to continue this conversation because it's a good one, but we're also going to be joined by Jonathan Bailey, covers the Flyers for the Hockey News. We'll get an update on Zegras joining the Flyers, on Tocchet becoming their new head coach, and they got the 6th overall pick. Got to make it count, so we'll see where they're leaning towards. Of course, a lot of stuff's got to happen before they pick, but we'll see who they have their eyes on. We'll talk some Flyers next here on EST Afternoons.
ESPN's Sham Charania has reported that the Pelicans are trading for Washington's CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-rounder in exchange for Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the 40th overall pick in tomorrow's draft. Meanwhile, the Hockey Hall of Fame has announced this year's inductees, including three-time Cup champ Duncan Keith, Sharks legend Joe Thornton, former Sabre Alex McGillney, and longtime Bruins captain Zdeno Chara. For the Jays, they open up a 3-game series with the Guardians. Eric Lauer takes the mound for Toronto. Logan Allen is the man for Cleveland. First pitch at 4:40. And there's 14 other games on tap, including the Mets facing the Braves, the Yankees battling the Reds, having Milwaukee host Pittsburgh. And out in Victoria, the Riverhawks challenge the Harbor Cats. You can catch all the action on any of EST's audio streams. First pitch just after 7:30. While from Lethbridge, the Cactus Rats duke it out against the Bulls at 5:05. And down in Texas, Canada meets El Salvador. In Gold Cup action, they hit the pitch at 8 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. We break down the Trevor Zegras trade on the other side of the break, as well as some Philadelphia Flyers talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
That deep-rooted confidence that you are capable of doing something, and so failure isn't a big deal.
Changing the plan.
Failing is just learning.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be honest with you guys, probably most wisdom imparted on this show in a long time.
Especially when you look at how we started, right?
Started being sus, and then,
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue, July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
We're back here on EST Afternoons on this Tuesday afternoon as the bad summer continues here. Hey, Gage? It's nice out finally, but the wind.
No, it's not.
The wind is ruining everything.
It's freezing.
Yeah, it is. It's been
Not
a terrible.
nice, though.
It's been a terrible summer.
It was 14 degrees.
Terrible summer. Anyways, lots of Oilers talk. Of course, we're talking goaltending, and we've asked you to let us know who would be an upgrade realistically, and we got tons coming down the pipe. We'll get to all those, but first we're going to head to Philadelphia. Talks on Flyers. They've been pretty busy as Jonathan Bailey joins us from the Hockey News. Jonathan, good to have you on the show. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're doing excellent, excellent. So a big day yesterday, acquiring Trevor Zegras, a skilled young forward to go with the Michkovs of the world and all that. But how do you see Trevor Zegras fitting in here in the Rick Tocchet era?
It sounds a lot like he's going to start at center. They gave up the center in the trade with Ryan Poehling. So if Zegras doesn't play center, they're going to have to find another plan. At his press conference today, he made mention of playing center in the past, having success in the past. When he moves to the wing, just focusing on being a good teammate, doing what he can to help the team win. So great first impressions of him. honest kid, says exactly what he thinks, but he also says the right things. I think the Flyers are going to really like that. I think it's going to resonate with fans, and I think he's going to find success playing a center. The Flyers really need that.
Just quickly on, a lot of injuries in his young career. Is there any concern about that? Was the GM or the coach or Trevor kind of address that today?
No, Danny Briere is not concerned about it. They go through it with everyone, the medical history and stuff like that, and they're comfortable with it. Like the broken ankle last January, this is not a chronic thing, so I can't see why they would be concerned about it. I think what they want to see is, buying low on him is, can he be what he was 2 years ago and the year before that?
Jonathan, so there's been obviously a change for head coach. Tocchet comes in. By all accounts, quite similar to Torts, a little bit more vocal. What can you tell us about Tocchet taking over? And a lot of times you see when I know tyrant's the wrong word, but a guy that is quite demanding of his players vocally. Usually a softer hand comes in, but it seems like there's still a force behind the bench with this Tocchet hire.
Mm-hmm. I think cultures with a team that's still this young, even though it's been a couple years into the rebuild, I think they still want that presence behind the bench that's going to push the players, especially if they are, I don't want to say slacking, but if they're dropping a little bit, who's going to push them? We all saw what happened with Torts at the end of the season with Cam York before he got dismissed, and those kind of things. I think they still wanted that presence. They just didn't want it to be as heavy-handed as it was.
Jonathan, just looking at the cap space, just over $15 million here for the Philadelphia Flyers. A team that missed the playoffs, has a new coach, just acquired a young player, and hoping he can take that next step. Where do you see this money going here in the offseason? Where do they need to upgrade on this roster?
Well, I think they're going to be competing with you guys a little bit for goaltending.
Yes.
It's not a great market this year, unrestricted. I wrote about this the other day, but Jake Allen is a common name. The top name, I don't know if I see it for Philadelphia, given the age, how much it's going to cost to just spin the wheels for a few seasons. That said, they didn't spend any of their first-round picks on the Zegras trade, so I could see them being willing to move those for the goalie they think is the right option for them, given where the team is, how young the team is, and what they need really is a solid solution. Bjarnason's a great prospect, Zavragin's a great prospect, but you're not going to see those guys for 4 or 5 years. So I think they want to find an immediate solution in goal next.
Jonathan, when the Flyers, when they play the Edmonton Oilers, one player really always seems to stand out to me, and that's the play of Owen Tippett. What can you tell us? Where's the trajectory of his game? Because, I mean, when I see him play against the Oilers, it seems like, how is this guy not scoring 40 to 50 goals a season?
Mm-hmm. It's a question a lot of people have, like a lot of Flyers fans have, and sometimes you see it with his game. He's very good north and south because he's physical, powerful skater, fast skater, heavy release, but sometimes it's just not finding the right play. And, maybe in the past playing with players that can't play that game, like if he were to play with Sean Couturier, for example. So I think for the Flyers, his season was okay, still 20 goals by the end of the year. But I think they would like to see, with the investment he made or they made in him, hit 30, find some consistency, see what Tocchet can do as a successful former NHL forward with him, and find some consistency, and also to settle him on a line that's going to suit his play style.
Would that be kind of one of the reasons for the trade, is maybe to unlock a little bit more potential with Owen Tippett?
Absolutely. At the end of the year, he played on a line with Paling, who's gone now, and Jacob Pelletier. and they were very productive with using their legs, skating, forechecking to create chances. Zegras, I don't know if he's as fast as Poehling, but a lot more offensively skilled, better finisher historically in the NHL than Poehling has been. So hypothetically, if you were to keep that line together and put Zegras in there, who's also a really good playmaker, you could find Tippett as the trigger guy and create offense on the rush and also on the cycle, getting in on pucks and forechecking.
Last one for you here, Jonathan. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Jonathan Bailey from the Hockey News covering the Philadelphia Flyers. It's going to be a busy draft day for the Philadelphia Flyers. 3 picks in the first round. They got the 6th pick. They got the 22nd pick from Colorado, and they got the 31st pick from Edmonton. Where do you see them going with that 6th pick? And is there a strategy here, or are they just going to go best player available at their slots?
I don't get the feeling the Zegras trade has changed anything for them in that regard. My gut feeling right now is they're still going to go with the best player. There's a pretty good likelihood that that's going to be a center. Mm-hmm. James Haggins comes to mind. Jake O'Brien comes to mind. Maybe Caleb Denoye falls, ties to the organization through his brother. So I don't think the plan has changed there. Maybe Porter Martone is even in play, depending on where he goes and what the Flyers see in him. But I'm feeling more than likely it's going to be a center, and they're going to go with who they feel is the best fit for them.
Great stuff, Jonathan. Thank you for taking the time to join us. Enjoy the offseason and the draft coming up on Friday, and I'm sure we'll chat again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, that's Jonathan Bailey from the Hockey News covering the Flyers. Interesting team. Matt Michkov is going to be legit. Like, that kid's got the moxie to be a star. You had Trevor Zegras, who's dealt with a lot of injuries, but he's got all-world skill. I love the pick of Jacob Pelche from Calgary, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's an interesting, but you still have Konechny. Tyson Forrester, Bobby Brink are guys that, second, third line guys, but they can produce a bit. Owen Tippett is the big one, inconsistent. When he's on, he's on.
He's on against the Oilers.
Yeah.
He was like, I was like, wow. Now that's a power forward.
Yeah. That's it's an interesting team. I'll say this though. I still think this team is still not a playoff team. Now it's early. Yeah, we'll see what else they can do.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
It's funny because their goal, you would, when you look at that team and you want to see the holes, the biggest one's in goal.
Yeah.
Right? They've got that massive.
Isn't it always in Philadelphia in goal though? Like, seriously.
Ever since my idol
Roman
passed away.
Cishmanek?
No.
Oh.
Pele Lindbergh.
Yeah, they've been in
they haven't had good goaltending.
They haven't had, like, they got Brian Boucher in the rookie.
I shouldn't say that.
No, but they haven't had consistent goaltending year after year.
Who was the question? Leighton. Wasn't Leighton a goaltender there? That they went to the final.
They lost in the final.
Lost to the final.
Leighton, yeah, to the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Kane
scored that. No one thought it was in except him.
Yeah. I remember watching that. So it was definitely very, very interesting. I'm intrigued to see what happens with Tocchet there.
But Jonathan makes a good point. Like, it's still quite a young team.
Yeah.
You want just daddy holding a big stick still.
Yeah.
They're not mature enough to handle Yeah, I get it.
Brandon says, I'm not too concerned with what they do in the summer. Bigger chance to make meaningful improvements is at the deadline. Bring more impact players at lower dollar figures like what the Panthers did this year. Sure. Percy says, I really hope they don't just put Savoy with Dry, putting a rookie forward that's 5'9" with Dry and expect him to be the guy is crazy. He's like Yamo 2.0 with more upside. The Oilers are like you guys say, aren't in let's try the young players. They need to get guys who are proving second-line NHL wingers. Now, I think Savoy is going to get a long look at camp. I think he's going to get an opportunity to start in the top 9.
He doesn't, I mean, he would have to really suck in camp to not get. I think he starts at least the first 10 games.
I agree with you. Oilers staff has proven they can deal with players with some questionable off-ice decisions. Hart is a hometown kid, proven goalie, Dirty Don. I did. I don't want to go there. So,
where are you not going?
just with the Carter Hart discussion. Sign Roslovic and trade Enrique for prospects and picks. Here's a problem, runner. Enrique has a full no movement. Once again, guys. You can't just trade these guys. If Enrique says, you know what, Stan? I don't want to go anywhere.
No.
I'm good. Stan's bleep out of luck.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
I'm not effing leaving.
That's basically what Edmonton Oilers forwards say to Stan Bowman when he asks you, can we trade you? That meme.
Yeah.
Wolf of Wall Street.
And again, I don't want to be too harsh on guys like that were in Anaheim. Those were bad teams, guys. Bad teams.
They turned it.
Yeah, I don't know.
They turned it around a little, but I think it's. You know how we talk about garbage time in games.
Yeah,
those teams. It's just like the Oilers were in the decade of darkness. Last 2.5, 3 months of the year, it was garbage time, and teams took them lightly.
Yeah,
and they won some games. Oh, it's turning around. Next year's the year.
They were awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens with Anaheim. Like they've just been so poor for so long, and it's one of those games late February, and you're playing against the Ducks on a Tuesday night, and you're kind of like, well, how hard do we really have to try here?
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Being on a losing team every year, it wears on you, and maybe the effort's not the best on some nights. So I'm not ready to call Zegras boss or anything like that. We'll see what he can do in Philadelphia. I mean, he's got a different kind of coach that's not going to sugarcoat it, so he better hustle out there and play well defensively. And then no one questions his offense because he's brilliant when he's on.
Mm-hmm.
But he's completely fallen off. And a lot has to do with injuries. He's been really injury-prone the last 2 years. Also, New York Islanders forward Matt Martin announced his retirement from the NHL. He will be named special assistant to the general manager for the Islanders. Now, for a guy that was tough, he hammered out a role, man, on that fourth line that the coach can trust. With him, Zizekas, and was it Clutterback the line?
Yeah.
Like, that was a hell of a line.
Who was talking about that? Was that Luke Gazdick? Because he was mentioning that there's a very gratuitous statistician on the island that gives hits for basically breathing on people.
Yeah.
And so those guys are like at the top of the list. And the one that's like fourth is Alex Ovechkin. So realistically, Ovechkin should have the most hits in NHL history.
No, but I mean, Matt Martin, good for him. I mean, he played a lot of games, man, and he wasn't just an enforcer. He wasn't playing 4 minutes a night. He got his minutes. So
they were considered the best fourth line in the league for years.
Yeah, they were great, man. Portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse. Make your birthday legendary at the CBH. Epic food, killer drinks, and a vibe you can't beat. Plus, get free nachos with our app. Book your party now. The Canadian Brewhouse, our house is your house. That does it for hour one. Hour two, Heat and Smoke coming up. We'll continue the Oilers discussion as well. We'll do this day in sports history. And Tyrell Ford from the Edmonton Elks joins us at 2:40. That's all coming up in hour two. We're back after the break here on EST.
The Lock Shop.
There's no hockey. There's no anything on. The Jays weren't on because usually I just throw in the Jays game. So I flipped around through 3 baseball games last night. For the first time all baseball season, I was like, oh, yeah, watch this game for a bit, watch the Yankees game for a bit, watch the Angels and Red Sox. Marshall and I are watching the Mariners game, and all they're talking about is Cal Raleigh, their catcher, who's having that phenomenal season right now. And Mark, they just kept cutting back to him, and his nickname is the Big Dumper, because he's got a huge ass.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
The NHRA Hot Rod Heritage Rocky Mountain National return to Rantork Raceway, featuring racers from across North America in nitro funny cars, fuel altered, pro fuel Harley, alcohol dragster, and 7,000 plus horsepower jet cars. The Rocky Mountain National, July 11th to 13th at Rantork Raceway, located west of Highway 2 on Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport, with weekend camping available. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Enjoy great drinks, amazing vibes, and unforgettable memories. Download the Banquet app and get a free pizza pie on your birthday. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com.
You know Dawn. Everyone knows Dawn. Dawn from
Frontier Cartage. That's right, it's me, Dawn from Frontier Cartage, where we're setting the standard for cartage service in Edmonton and beyond, offering city cartage, Alberta highway, short haul deck, and more. My team and I are bringing our years of industry experience and expertise to every mile.
Join Dawn and her boys in a new chapter in transportation excellence, dedicated to exceptional service. Call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The 2025 class of hockey Hall of Fame inductees were announced, having longtime Blackhawk Duncan Keith elected to the Hall alongside Alex McGillney, Zdeno Chara, and Sharks legend Joe Thornton. And for the Islanders, Matt Martin has decided to hang up his skates after playing 987 games. Martin also played with the Leafs. And according to ESPN's Shams Charania, the Wizards are trading Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the 40th overall pick in tomorrow's draft to the Pelicans in exchange for Kelly Olynyk, CJ McCollum, and a future second-round pick. In baseball, the Jays battle the Guardians to open up a 3-game series. First pitch is at 4:40. Eric Lauer gets the ball for Toronto. Logan Allen gets a call for Cleveland. Other action as the Mariners and Twins rematch. D-backs taking on the White Sox, while the Phillies and Astros have a date. While out west, Edmonton is on the road in Victoria. The Riverhawks facing the Harbor Cats. Catch the full game on any of EST's audio streams, with that one starting just after 7:30. In Houston, it's Canada and El Salvador duking it out in CONCACAF Gold Cup action. They hit the pitch at 8 o'clock. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Back here on hour 2, EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. It's Joaquin Gage, Zach Kubish, Hernan Salas with you. How's everybody doing out there? Yeah, I'm intrigued about the draft pick that's going from to Philadelphia from Edmonton. There we go. Yeah. What?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
The Edmonton Oilers acquired a 2024 first-round pick from the Philadelphia Flyers for a 2025 conditional first-round pick. There it is. There it is.
Okay.
So, 3 picks for the Flyers. See what else happens at that draft. Who's the top Canadian team to have a pick?
I love how Shea's wearing a Canada flag at the parade.
Yeah, it's great. Top Canadian team picking Vancouver at 15, Calgary at 18.
Ugh.
So yeah, welcome to EST Afternoons. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up for us if you can. Subscribe also if you haven't. All it does is push your content to the top of your feed. It costs nothing. Don't be afraid by hitting the subscribe button. Hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. The inbox, of course, is brought to you by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the Lightfoot Band on July 4th, and the following day you can check out Ian Munsick. All you have to do for tickets is go to rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree a box office. Gager. Let's get to some goal. Let's get to some. I'm trying to backtrack here about all this goalie talk here. Sorokin would be nice. Not sure how you make that happen. Schmitty the welder. I said it has to be realistic. You failed the task. The Islanders are not giving up their number one goaltender.
Yeah, it's always funny. I think guys play too many games not in GM mode and just make trades whenever. They make it.
Max Pizzuzo, how about Connor Ingram if Utah's not very good again? Let's look at Mr. Connor Ingram. But again, is he better than Stuart Skinner?
No.
That's what I mean. Like, we're just sideways.
You're changing just to change. Is that where you've come? Like, what you have a known entity with Stuart Skinner.
So Ingram's 1.95, and then after this year, he's a free agent.
How old is he?
He is 28.
Okay.
Vizmelka, who got a commitment there, he's there for the next 5 years.
Why don't you trade him to? Why don't you trade Skinner to Calgary for Dustin Wolf? Is that reasonable?
Swap Stu for Gustafsson out of Mini. Again, why would Minnesota trade their number one goaltender, who's one of the best goaltenders in the regular season? And I'm not trying to be a D word here. I'm just like, let's have a conversation. Like, we always got to think, why would the other team do that? Like, it makes no sense for them to give up. Because Gustafsson, for me, is slightly better than Skinner. He's got good numbers. He hasn't done it in the playoffs.
He had a great start to the season last year,
yeah,
I believe. And then he came to Edmonton and they lit him up. Chased him, I think.
He might have. Because I had him in fantasy, and the second half of the season, he was
terrible.
Crap.
Yeah. So, no.
So, yeah. So, not a lot of good options so far. There's a lot of talk about the Islanders and Noah Dobson. Maybe there's a move there. Noah Dobson makes a lot of money, though. Does he not? Didn't he just sign last year? Let's take a look. Noah Dobson. He's an RFA.
Dobson. We got Dobson here.
But you know what? He's going to cost you probably what Bush is going to get. Seriously, though.
And he's coming off a bad season.
A very bad season.
He didn't play great. And how much
the year
different?
before, he was great.
He was fantastic the season before. People were thinking, well, he might be the next all-star defenseman. And then he took a step back. But really, how much of a difference would Evan Bouchard and Noah Dobson have? They do have similar games. Dobson is on a worse team, but they're both offensively gifted. That's the main stake of their game, right?
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to swap defensemen like that? Just stick with the guy you got.
It's the same thing.
Well, whatever, Hernan. Nothing is impossible, but your negative attitude sucks. It's not negative. It's realistic, buddy. That's all it is. Sorokin's not realistic for the Oilers. Like, someone back me up on this.
You're going to go... He makes 8.25. He doesn't fit.
Like, again, it's fun to dream. Yes, I agree. I'd love Ilya Sorokin. Absolutely would love him to be the Oilers goaltender. But like, I don't know what else to say. Like, should we just deal and...
I guess when people like I look at it too linear, maybe, because then I don't get creative with it. So you would be looking at some sort of what we were just discussing, a 3-way deal, someone retaining some salary for pick, like the creativity to get one of these guys.
Do you think Stan Bowman has that creativity? Because in order for the Oilers to work, it'd probably have to be $4 million. So the Islanders would retain.
Or someone would.
Or they split it, right? $2 million. But what are you sending the other way that the Islanders would want for their number one goaltender?
Well, you're sending Skinner.
Yeah, but they'd want more.
Yeah. Boaki, probably.
Sam O'Reilly. You don't think they'd want a roster player?
Yeah. You can't move any of them.
And yes, Smitty, we get it. That's why the GMs get paid big bucks. But it's easier said than done, man.
God, if I'm a GM, I would never give a no movement.
I wouldn't either.
Unless it's like
and I'd go to
stars.
And I'd go to every team and be like, can you retain? Can you retain?
Yeah.
No picks. Hernan's teams would have no draft picks.
Oh, yeah. I would unless I'm 29th through 32, then I would keep my picks. Because then you got to start building through the draft a little bit. Yeah. But
what have we said? Stan Bowman and Jeff Jaskin are going to have extremely creative to improve this team. That's all we're saying. Could it be done? Of course it could. We've seen other GMs do it. The guy in Tampa does pretty well. But the Oilers have to find a way here to shed some salary, bring in some quality young players. I think the goaltender, he said he's going to look for a goaltender, but at the same time, Joaquin, I think the goaltending is going to be a little bit harder just because of who's out there.
I think the Oilers really need to have a look. I said it before, I know, but I think they have to look at Nick Bukestad.
Too old.
He's 32.
That's old, man. In hockey years, that's like 50. No, I'm just kidding. What is he at? I don't think he wants to come to Canada, though.
He remembers playing in the Brick tournament. What are you talking about?
What team is he on again?
Utah.
He's a UFA. Damn, that's the guy. Yeah. But that goes against the younger part.
Yeah, but he's big, I guess he didn't penalty kill. I don't know. I haven't. We got lots of time to dig into this. We're getting too far into the weeds.
Yeah. Well, I don't like people getting mad at us because
who's mad?
We're trying to stay realistic, but
who's mad at us?
Oh, a lot of people. Channel says run it back. When you're tied up against the cap and pay 3.6 for both goalies, you kind of have to improve defense and forwards. I don't disagree with that either.
This one's good from Pat. The problem I have is that elite teams constantly are finding ways to add star players, and the Oilers GMs have repeatedly just thrown their hands up and said, "This job is hard."
Sure. I mean, oh boy. Tom from Stoney says, will Hudson crack the Oil lineup this season? Tom, if he does, the Oilers are in trouble, my friend. That's all I'm saying about that. He should not be on this team.
Who?
Hudson.
Oh, no.
Not Lane Hudson, the Hudson that the Oilers got from college.
I know. It's his brother, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quinn Hudson, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing against the kid. But he shouldn't be in your. If you're a Stanley Cup contender, he can't be in your forward group.
He's a prospect.
Yes.
Like that's he's going to be playing in the AHL. But even when he played for the Oilers this season, he played 1 or 2 games. He did not look very impactful.
Waddy says goalie Bob had a lot of average years in Florida before Maurice came in and implemented the structure that's given them success. People act like a goalie changes magic beans. Great point as well.
Yeah, and the only goalies. I'm trying to think who is the just stud goalie on a crap team that you were just like, gosh, was it Carey Price?
Carey Price, yeah, he didn't really have any run support forever. He drugged that team to the final.
Yeah, no wonder he is so full of injuries.
Yeah,
he had a team that never played defense. Like he would make literally 8 to 10 bell saves a game.
Yeah.
To keep his team in it. Like that's so who would be like that? Vasilevsky maybe if he was on the Ducks, you'd probably see that, but he'd be dead after a season.
Shesterkin this season. Rangers didn't look very good.
He wasn't very good.
But he wasn't very good either.
He wasn't lights out.
No, not from the year prior.
Which goalie had great numbers on a really bad team this year? Not great, but like you're like, damn.
That guy did awesome with that team.
Trying to think. Dustin Wolf.
There.
But Calgary was right there till the end.
On the backs of goaltending, a lot of. And, they played well. They played hard. Like those
They never
down
stopped.
the stretch.
Yeah.
They were, it would have been a little scary if they got into the playoffs.
Because buddies from Calgary say, like Wolf covered up a lot of Calgary's issues. So
This is where Conroy has to be careful, I think, because his team's not as good as you think they are. I know they were 3 points out, but a few teams limped to the final there, and you won games on the backs of because Dustin Wolf was just so good.
I have a question because Dobson's a lot of chatter about Dobson. They have the first overall pick. Do you have a read on which way they're going? Are they rebuilding? It seems like they want to get rid of one of their top players, and I'm sitting here like.
Well, it seems like because they got rid of a few at the trade deadline, right? I think there's a conscious effort for the Islanders to, like everyone, get a little bit younger.
They have almost 21 million in cap space.
Yeah, because their team's not.
But if they sign Dobson, who's probably going to get similar to Bush money, that takes half of it, at least some of it.
They're not super old.
No, they're not.
But they're not young either.
But they don't have a lot of like that offensive oomph, like Barzell, Horvat, Lee, Palmieri, who's getting up there, 34 years old. Pajot's 32. Duclair, who's up and down, 29. Like, they don't have a lot of star power there. Maybe they look to do that. They're going to get a hell of a player in the draft. Is he going to jump in right into the lineup, Joaquin?
Might as well.
You know what I mean? Like, Islanders are an interesting team because I don't know what they're doing. And that's why we're going to have an Islander guest hopefully tomorrow or Thursday.
Did they have a GM?
Yeah. Didn't they just get the... didn't they just make news on this? Yeah.
I thought they did.
Matthew Darche? Darche? Is that what it is?
Matthew Darche?
Matthew Darche. He came from the...
Play against that guy?
Came from... where did he come from? Cool. Where did he come from again? Do you remember?
I don't recall, no.
This is terrible radio right now. Here, let me look it up here. Matthew Dar, he was with Tampa Bay, Montreal.
That's right, two-time Cup champion.
Yeah. So he's got a good pedigree. He's keeping Patrick Roy as head coach as well. Remember?
Yeah.
Veteran forward Cam Atkinson is moving on from Tampa Bay and will look to join a new NHL club this July as a UFA from Aiden O'Neill. DBJ, Flames were terrible. 32nd in goals for. They would have been swept. Bex Bezzuzo, Dostal from Anaheim. Yeah, that's an interesting name.
But then that's another goaltender that you have to work with and hope that works.
That's what I mean.
They're very similar age.
No, it's true.
This doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's side to side. There's no clear upgrade on Stuart Skinner. It's always that risk there. And if the Oilers want to take that risk, the risk level is higher than the reward level on most of these goaltenders that people are talking about.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's I'll say I'm excited to see what they can do. Because remember when Stan Bowman got signed here in Edmonton, and a lot of people for many reasons were upset. But one of the reasons, in terms of the hockey side of things, there was like he didn't do that well in Chicago as a GM.
No, yeah.
So
he won a cup. How many cups did he win? Did he win all three?
Oh,
I want to say he won 2. But I should have known this.
So I think there's a little bit of hesitation towards him right now if he's actually that good of a GM that can turn this or improve this team. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting, man. Yeah, he won 3 Stanley Cups, 2010, 2013, 2015.
But all the work was done. Like he came in just like he did this year, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm not saying he did,
And this is a tough job for him. Because of the cap hell they're in.
Yeah.
And the no movements. Like, this is incredibly tough for him. And again, I'm not defending him, and I'm not saying that he gets a pass. Hell no. Yeah, you get paid a lot of money to do this job. You got to find a way to improve this team. You know, you can thank your buddy Jeff Kenny Holland for the mess they left you. But
in 2010, he made 2 trades in the 2 days leading up to the deadline. His first trade with the St. Louis Blues, where he sent Darryl Boyle and Joe Fallon away in exchange for Danny Richmond and Hannu Toivonen.
Okay.
The next day, he acquired Nick Boyton from the Ducks. He was on ice with the Stanley Cup winner. Blah, blah, blah. Cam Barker to the Minnesota Wild for Kim Johnson and Nick Leddy. Johnson wouldn't play a playoff game, but Leddy would go on to play 4 solid seasons with the Blackhawks and win another cup.
Okay.
It looked like as a win. Yeah,
it's interesting.
When you have the blueprint of like going into that's you have Taze, Kane, Seabrook, Keith, Bufflin,
Sharp,
Chalmerson.
Chalmanson. He was a hell of a defenseman.
Sopel. Who was the Finnish goalie too at the time? I think.
The one that won. Damn, can't think of his name.
No, I mean they were stacked, man. They were just stacked.
Okay.
You didn't have to. Every area was solid. You were just you're just tightening bolts here or there. Oilers need to put it on the hoist. Look what's under the hood, and fix some stuff. It's all ball bearings these days.
And the biggest pressure is because Connor McDavid's watching you.
Yeah, he's watching you work on your car here, Stan.
Yeah, so it's like people watching me on the hole 1 teeing off.
Oh.
yeah. That's the kind of pressure he's feeling right now because I almost peed my pants. All right, coming up next, we'll get to Heat and Smoke. We'll continue the Oilers conversation, goaltenders, defense, forwards, all that. And then Edmonton Elks defensive back Tyrell Ford joins us at 2:40. Also inside the numbers still to come as well. Niemi. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Here's Scoop Sports Update.
For the Islanders, enforcer Matt Martin has announced his retirement after 987 games in the league, split between New York and Toronto. And other NHL news has David Pagnotta of the Fourth Period reporting that Tampa Bay's Cam Atkinson will hit the market July 1st as a UFA. MLB action has 15 games. Toronto and Cleveland open up a 3-game series. Eric Lauer gets a start for the Jays' first pitch at 4:40. And around the league, Rangers and Orioles meet the Braves, and Mets rematch before the Yankees battle the Reds. And staying in baseball, the Riverhawks take on the Harbor Cats out in Victoria. Edmonton on a 3-game win streak. Tune into the action on any of EST's audio streams. Coverage starts just after 7:30. In the association, ESPN's Sham Charania has reported that the Pelicans are acquiring CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-rounder in exchange for Sadiq Bey, Jordan Poole, and a 40th overall pick in tomorrow's draft. Well, from Houston, Gold Cup action as Canada taking on El Salvador. Canada toppling Honduras 6-0 in their last game. They hit the pitch at 8 o'clock. Heat and Smoke is up next, where I test the boys with some hockey trivia. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
We're talking popsicles here. Cherry, white lemon, and blue raspberry. You say there's no substance to that. How is there no substance to this? Jay is insane.
There's nothing to it.
If we're talking about popsicle, it's a great popsicle. You get 3 flavors for the price of 1.
That's your go-to? If I'm going popsicle, I'm going creamsicle. That's not even close.
No, that's not my go-to.
We're not counting calories here, man.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hosting the Big Canada Day Bash? Make room for the celebration with Sentinel Storage. From decluttering the garage, storing your seasonal gear, and keeping your treasures safe, we've got the space so you can enjoy the day and every day. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Everyone knows when you need a truck now, you call Dawn.
That's right. You call us, Frontier Cartage, when you need driver coverage or have a truck that's down.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you've got way more freight to move than you thought.
You call Dawn from Frontier Cartage.
When you need a truck that's available and ready to start anytime you need.
You call Dawn at Frontier Cartage, 587-222-5826. 587-222-5826.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.226, welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk, live from the William Huff Studios. Reminder, Matthew Wanek, Jay Millen coming up with the Reed Wilkins Show from 3 to 6. They're going to have talk some soccer as the Gold Cup rolls on. Canada takes on El Salvador today, 8 o'clock, if you want to watch the game. We'll also have the one and only Guy Flaming to tee up the draft. I know the Wilkins acquired a hell of a player yesterday as well. So good on them as they announced their schedule, made a trade, improving their team. So good stuff there, like always, from the boys on the Reed Wilkins Show. It's time now for Heat and Smoke. Coob is going to test us our NHL trivia skills. I think Hernan's on a 4-game heater right now.
You know exactly how many times you've won. Stop it.
Coob, let it roll, buddy.
Okay, somebody stop me.
All right.
All righty. Well, of course, the big news today with this year's class, 2025 class of Hockey Hall of Fame inductees being announced just about 45 minutes ago or so. And I've been working away behind the computer while you guys had a lovely show to get some questions regarding some of these Hall of Fame players. Boys, are you ready?
Let's do this thing.
All right, well, Hernan is victorious in Heat and Smoke. He can't really get a win against Uke and Tecmo, though. So, I mean, that's really where it matters. So, Gage, you will have the first crack at this question here. So, in the 1992-93 season, Alex McGillney played 77 games and had 127 points for the Sabres. How many goals did he have in that season?
70.
Wrong.
52.
52? 120. Okay. Gager, one more crack at it.
No, you said 100 and something points.
Yeah,
right?
127 points. How many goals did he have in 77 games?
He said 70.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's not the exact amount, though.
Yeah,
Come on, boys.
Can I guess again?
Go ahead.
63.
Hernan?
57.
76 goals in 77 games.
More. Shoot.
Look at us.
127 points.
So
You were. You're thinking the wrong way. Yeah, you were closer, so you will get the point on that. He did have 70 goals in that season, which is wild. Almost a goal per game.
It's crazy.
Is absolutely phenomenal. So, Gage, you got that first question right. We'll stay with McGillney. And how many teams did Alex McGillney play for in his career?
Who
Hernan?
goes? Me?
Yeah.
I just went through this. Holy crap. Buffalo, Vancouver. 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. Let's go. There we go. I need to get some noises here. I don't got a ding noise over here, but I'll give you the clap on that one. I'll give you an applaud. I'll applaud you on that one.
Thank you.
The next question is, what year was Jumbo Joe drafted? Gager?
Oh.
What year was
he would have been drafted in, I'm going to go with 90. What was I there? 97?
1997 is correct.
I was going to say 97.
No, you
Yes,
weren't.
I swear. Good for you, though.
Yeah.
Good guess.
It wasn't a guess.
Well,
I knew.
it.
No, I know.
He just had to work
Great
through it.
answer. Great
First
answer.
overall
Great
by
answer.
the Boston Bruins. How many teams did Joe Thornton play for, Hernan?
Oh, boy. 3.
4.
Gager? Yes.
Damn it.
He played for the Bruins, the Sharks,
Toronto,
and Florida.
Oh, I was missing Florida.
Yep.
Son of a gun.
I know. You can forget that one. He didn't play very long in Florida. What round was Zdeno Chara drafted?
First.
Nope.
3rd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
There we go.
Wow.
Hernan, right on.
Is anyone keeping score?
I think I am.
Okay.
Gager's up 3-2.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean? Yeah.
It's 2-2.
The McGillney, Joe Thornton.
Yeah, I got the.
And you got how many teams?
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, Hernan. Yeah. Who's keeping
Why
track?
are you cheating?
All right.
I forget.
This is a bit of a difficult question. It's quite specific, but of course we're in the Edmonton region, and this was a big name who came to the
Who's
Oilers.
Going here? Me?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It'll be you. So, what was the trade that had the Oilers acquire Duncan Keith? What trade did the Oilers make to acquire Duncan Keith from the Blackhawks? And I don't need they sent a prospect over. I don't need that one. But what were the big pieces in that deal that saw Duncan Keith become an Oiler?
I want to say, was it Drake Kajula? No.
Oh, decent guess. So no.
I don't know. I'll never get it.
Caleb Jones?
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Caleb Jones. There's another player?
There's another piece, but I guess that was the biggest piece. There was some other things as well.
No salary retention.
yeah,
that was a big story.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, yeah. No.
Oh yeah, that was.
There's one other
his
piece,
brother,
but
right?
yeah,
What
it
was
was
the other
Caleb
piece?
Jones, 3rd round pick. Yeah, so I'll give it to Hernan.
Give it to
Hernan. So we're tied at 3, boys. This is
Cool.
got 2 more questions left. All right.
Oh, remember we did 2 guys that day, and we were live when it got announced, and we all lost our minds when there was there's no salary retention.
Oh yeah, I was fine with it. You guys were going nuts. Maddie went absolutely ballistic.
You want it?
Yeah.
You want it? Don't care.
It's quite a lot of money. Quite a lot of money he got paid, and for not a lot of games to suit up for the Oilers. And my next question is, how many games did Duncan Keith play for the Oilers in the regular season?
Ooh.
Whoever's closer, of course.
70.
70 is
58.
58. Wow, I got to do quick math here. Another guess there, Gager?
What?
60.
Hernan?
57.
Gager is close.
Yes!
By 3, because the differential was the same. You said 70, or you said 58. Gager said 70. It was a 6-game differential.
Hit the clap!
He played 64 games for the Oilers in the regular season. The final.
Give me the clap.
Did he get hurt?
Give me the clap when I win.
I did.
That's it.
Give you the what? But my final question is, what year was Duncan Keith drafted?
What year?
What year was he drafted? And it will be Hernan, though. It's Hernan's go. Don't cheat there, Gager.
1990. No. Is he
80.
No, is he younger?
He's an old soul.
Is he longer than Joe? Younger than Joe Thornton?
Why are you asking me?
I know it's a bit difficult because he's been around for so long. He's been such an impactful player.
I'm going to say 99.
99? No.
2001.
2001. Hernan?
2003.
Gager?
So that. Okay. So then 2 years. 2008.
Well, okay, Gager was closest the first, so I got to give it to Gager there because you said 2001.
Yeah.
He was drafted in 2002, 54th overall
There it is.
to the Chicago Blackhawks, winning 3 Stanley Cups and ending his career in Edmonton. There we go, boys. So
that's insane.
Gidger got 5 right. Hernan, you got 3.
It's over?
Close but no cigar. That's it, baby.
Congrats, Gager.
I love it when you give me the clap.
Those are fun questions. I love draft questions and stuff like that. Here, I'm going to drop this knowledge on you boys. Are you ready?
Let's do
Inside the numbers for Play Alberta. Hey, you want $50 casino bonus using promo code EST Casino? All you have to do is deposit 20 or more.
I'll do that right now.
And if you also want $50 free sports bet, all you got to do is use promo code EST Sports.
What?
Deposit 20 or more. In 1980, on this day, the Atlanta Flames franchise moved to Calgary, Alberta.
Really?
Yeah.
What were they called?
Calgary Flames.
Oh.
In 2003, Barry Bonds became the first player to reach 500 home runs and 500 stolen bases. Yeah, we know. The juice.
Big head.
25 years ago today, Eric Brewer, the Edmonton Oilers acquired Eric Brewer, Josh Green, and a second-round pick in 2000, who turned out to be Brad Winchester from the New York Islanders for the Hammer, Roman Hammerlick.
Really?
Yeah. It's a good
Brew
trade.
Crew.
Brewer was good, man. Underrated.
He said something really mean to me once.
19 years ago on this day, the Bruins acquired Tuukka Rask from the Leafs for Andrew Raycroft. How much regret in that one?
Oh, tons of regret.
Oh, boy. Hey, one of my favorite Oilers' birthday today. He's 43. Stoley. Jared Stoll.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Man, he's a good-looking dude.
He's a good player, man.
Love that guy.
Him and Rafael Torres on the Oilers. Whew, what a time.
What never lost a draw. He was awesome on draws.
He was great. June 24th, 1988, Double Dragon was released for the Nintendo Entertainment System in North America. We've all played Double Dragon.
That's with the two guys in the gangs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it a little bit before.
And on this day, 1987, Spaceballs was released in theaters.
Another one's coming out next year.
Really?
Yeah, Mel Brooks is in it.
I can't remember Spaceballs. I know I've watched it, but it's been so long. Is it good? Stupid, silly?
Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah.
The Schwartz.
Oh, yeah. How about that Tuukka Rask trade, though, eh?
Ouch. Ouch for Leaf fans. There was your franchise goalie.
Yeah. They screwed that one up.
Yeah, Tuukka won. He won one cup, right?
Caster, the no salary retention allowed the Blackhawks to overpay Caleb's whiny brother Seth, who whined his way out of Chicago to win a cup with the Panthers and screw up the market for D, causing Nurse overpay. Oh, if we had a text of the day, that would be it. Tell us how you really feel, Caster. Tell us how you really feel. Hey, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the Kitchen Restaurant. 50% off the entire menu, Sundays and Mondays from 5 p.m. till close. Coming up next, we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk some CFL. Edmonton Elks, big game on Thursday as they look to get their first win of the season in the good old Peg. And former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, now Edmonton Elk, Tyrell Ford joins us here on the show. Keep the messages coming to the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999, or hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up. We're at 52. No, it's a downtime right now, but let's try to get close to 100 here in the final 20 minutes. Tyrell Ford on the other side of the break. Here's Scoop Sports Update.
For the Islanders, enforcer Matt Martin has announced his retirement after playing 987 games in the NHL, split between New York and Toronto. In other news, has Dave Pagnotta of the fourth period reporting that Tampa Bay's Cam Atkinson will hit the market July 1st as a UFA. MLB action has 15 games. Toronto and Cleveland open up a 3-game series. Eric Lauer gets the ball for Toronto. First pitch at 4:40. And around the league, the Rangers and Orioles meet the Braves, and Mets rematch before the Yankees battle the Reds. Sting. In baseball, the Riverhawks take on the Harbor Cats Edmonton on a 3-game win streak. You can tune in to the action live on any of EST's audio streams. Coverage starts just after 7:30. Well, in the association, ESPN's Shams Charania has reported that the Pelicans are acquiring CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second-rounder in exchange for Sadiq Bey, Jordan Poole, and a 40th overall pick in tomorrow's draft. And also in action, Canada's men's national soccer team takes on El Salvador at the Gold Cup. Canada toppling Honduras 6-0 in their most recent game. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Grab your hard hat and huddle up for Elks action as they host Ottawa July 6th in a construction-themed game. Family fun with construction equipment at tailgate with in-game contests matching the theme as well. Tickets start at $20. Get your tickets now at goelks.com. And Elks defensive back Tyrell Ford checks in with Hernan and Joaquin on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends, where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Summer in Edmonton means 3 things: warm weather, long nights, and plenty of sports. From the lake to the links, you can boost your summer fun with hundreds of casino games, live betting on your favorite sports teams, and access to popular lotteries. All in one app, anywhere in the province. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 or more with promo code YAG50 to claim a $50 free bet. That's promo code YAG50 for a $50 free bet on us. Redeemable once per Play Alberta account. Remember, if you gamble, please use your game sense.
River Creek Resort and Casino on K97 proudly present Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly. Featuring small band and acoustic performances, Steve Earle and Reckless Kelly in the venue July 25th. Tickets at rivercreekresort.com.
River Creek Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
.243. That's some hardcore metal right there, man. TST Afternoons. It's Joaquin Gage. It's Hernan Salas. Pat says Bowman also traded Panarin for Sad. I mean, Sad's a good player, but they definitely lost that one for sure. Sorry.
Yeah.
Future Edmonton Oiler Brendan Sad. All right. We're going to talk some Elks here with Tyrell Ford, Elks defensive back. Tyrell, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good, man. Good. Hey, I guess before we get to the game on Thursday, you know, coming off a tough loss last week at home to the Montreal Alouettes, how's this week of practice been? How are the boys feeling down there?
I mean, we're feeling pretty good. I know, especially on the defense side of the ball, we're correcting a lot of the mistakes we've had over the last 2 weeks. You know, big emphasis on containing the quarterback and communication, so we stop blowing coverages because obviously that's not a good look.
Tyrell, going back to Winnipeg, familiar territory, but obviously on the different side of the ball this week. What's it like going back into that stadium again, and what do you expect from this game going into the Elks' third one here?
Obviously, I guess going back, I don't really have like any feelings yet, but I mean, it'll probably change once I get there. But as far as like us versus them, I think it's going to be a good challenge for us. Obviously, Winnipeg's a good team. They've been dominant for a pretty long time. So, I mean, there's no better way to test yourself than against one of the best teams in the league. So I'm excited, and especially with all the little details and stuff we've been fixing throughout the week, I think we got something to go prove this week, and I'm excited.
Hey, Tyrell, you know that crowd better than anyone. When I was with the Elks, I've been and we get chirped pretty bad when you're the visiting team. Are you ready for that? Because they're usually cheering you on with all your picks in the last couple of years, but you're going now in different colors, being the opposing player. What are you expecting from the crowd there that can get pretty rowdy?
Yeah, I know the crowds can get rowdy. Get loud. It's always sold out. But at the same time, I don't know. They haven't, they've only been cheering me on. So I don't know. I'm not sure how that's going to go. But I mean, I guess I've been to Sask a couple times, so I'm kind of used to it, I guess.
Tyrell, so game 3, what was kind of you already mentioned just kind of shoring up some things, but going up against the Blue Bombers is obviously as you said, it's a different task. What's been the mindset this week at camp to kind of iron out those issues from the first couple of games so far this season?
Yeah, well, I mean, the very first thing we're looking at is fixing the stuff we did the first game. So we got to contain the quarterback and stop blowing coverages. And then we also know Winnipeg too. They got a really good defense, and they get a lot of turnovers, but they also take care of the ball. So just winning that turnover battle, I think, is going to be a big part in who wins and loses that game. So obviously and we've been struggling with takeaways. We don't have any interceptions or fumble recoveries or anything like that. So we got to do a better job getting our hands on the ball.
Tyrell Ford, Edmonton Elks defensive back, joining us here on EST Afternoons. Tyrell, I mean, you were there with the Bombers, Zach Claros, the receivers. Is there an upper hand for you going into this game? I'm always intrigued by that when players play their old team. Like, do you have the upper hand on kind of the routes they're going to run or kind of signals, play calling, and all that? What's that like for you facing your old team?
I mean, I feel like I definitely know the personnel really good because obviously I was with them for a whole last year and a year. Yeah, I was there 2 years pretty much. But so, yeah, I got a pretty good idea of the personnel. But, I mean, they got the new OC that stepped up because obviously Buck went to BC. So I'm not exactly sure how similar the concepts are going to be. I mean, I feel like they'll have some, but he's obviously going to have his own little spin on it. So we'll see how that goes. But they obviously, too, I was there, so they know my strengths and my weaknesses. And so I expect them to try to take advantage of, I don't know, something, but we'll get you in the game.
Tyrell Ford with us, Elks DB. Tyrell, so I know you spent some time in Edmonton over the summer and got acclimated to the city, but tell us how things are going. How are you enjoying your time in Edmonton? Obviously playing with your brother now, part of this completely revamped Edmonton Elks from the front office all the way down to the field, coaching staff, everything. How are you taking everything in stride here?
I mean, everything's been good. It's been, Edmonton's been very welcoming. I actually bought my first house. Me and my girlfriend just got our first.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And then, I mean, everything's been good except for the fact that I guess that we haven't been winning. So that's what I've been focusing on, trying to turn that around. But, I mean, yeah, the city and everything's good. I love it out here.
So, Tyrell, does that mean you're moving out from the boys' place there with your bro and Zach Mathis and Arkell? Or is that down the road?
Yeah, I got evicted. They kicked me out. I think the 2 dogs was too much for them, so...
I was talking to Zach earlier at camp, and he said that I was asking him who cooked there, and he said no one. There's a lot of takeout food there, or what?
Yeah, there is. I mean, the only one that really cooks is my girlfriend, and she really only cooks for me. So, yeah, but I mean, she doesn't clean up after. But she throws out the takeaway boxes.
Oh, that's great. That's great stuff. Hey, Tyrell, best of luck this Thursday in Winnipeg. It'd be nothing sweeter for you to pick up your first INT in Winnipeg. That'd be great to see. But best of luck, and wish you guys the best. And we'll probably chat throughout the season here, my friend.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Tyrell Ford from the Edmonton Elks, who's moving out.
Yeah. Evicted.
Evicted.
You know, you got squatting rights, Tyrell.
Well, Trey, you know, he's got his wife and his two babies.
Yeah.
Arkel, I think I know he's married. I don't know if he has kids yet. Zach's, I think the only bachelor there, and then Tyrell has his two dogs. Well, it's a busy house.
Yeah.
So you probably want some peace and quiet.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I remember because when I was younger, obviously you go, well, I don't want to live by myself. I got to live with people. So you have roommates, right?
Yeah.
Then you get a few years older, and then you're like, maybe I want my own spot. And then you get your own spot, and you're like, yes. Why didn't I do this 3 years ago, right? Like, yeah.
He's great. He's a hell of a player, and I like what he said there. Like they're working out the kinks. The blown coverages there. That was a bad one against Montreal. You know, they made a cut. One of their starting DBs has been released, Emmanuel Rugamba. So we'll see what they're gonna. There's obviously changes coming, right? So we'll see what happens there. I hope he has a big game there. The crowd there is rowdy though, buddy. When you're on the visiting sidelines, there's a gentleman that's there. He's season ticket holder, paints his face, wears like a suit. He's with his kid. The great thing about him, he's not rude. He doesn't swear, but he has the best chirp. Like he'll chirp every player.
Oh, really?
And he'll chirp anyone. You look at him, you'll be like, "What are you looking at?" Like, and the crowd's really close to the sidelines, so they got in Winnipeg, man. It's like Sask, man. They chirp the hell out of you, man.
Don't they? They're sold out too, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that game. It's going to be tough. I mean, the crowd's going to be roaring there. Tyrell's going to he's probably going to get a nice welcome, and they're going to turn on him. That's what usually happens. But it'd be great if you can get that INT or just have a good game, and hoping Trey and the offense can get things going early, and the defense can get stops early. You got to keep the faith, right? The green and gold are a tough stretch right now, 0-2. The last game, I guess, in the fourth quarter, they showed some fight and some positives. Now that's got to lead into this game on Thursday. So it's going to be another tough one, but there's a reason you play the game, because any team could win at any given day. So let's hope the Double E can pull it off in Winnipeg. Tough task, because that team is a wagon. They never fall off. Every time I expect them to, they never do. Even last year when they were 0-4 at one point, they just went back to the Grey Cup. Keep in mind, Thursday, Green and Gold kickoff show, Matthew Wanek, Jay Milne, from 5:30 to 6:30, and then they'll be back for the post-game show. They've had two really excellent post-game shows after two losses for the Green and Gold. They'll travel, what day is it today, Tuesday? Yeah, they'll travel tomorrow to the good old Peg, and then play on Thursday. And they're getting Winnipeg on a short week. Winnipeg played Saturday, guys, so Winnipeg got 1 day of practice and then a walkthrough, and that's it. But they're a veteran team. They're well coached, so we'll see what it brings. Joaquin, fun show today. I mean, lots of Oilers. I know Oiler fans want, a lot of changes to this team, and we're just here to kind of take all that in and break it down. And sometimes people get upset because we want to deal in realistic targets and trade proposals and all that. But I get it's fun. It's extremely fun, and we're going to continue to hear it and talk about it from this whole week up until July 1st next Tuesday when free agency kicks off. So it's going to be a fun week. Elliot Friedman's. Listen to those people. Listen to the true insiders, because they got the goods. There's a lot of fluff out there. Don't believe everything you see either.
Don't believe the hype.
Oh, good song. Public Enemy, Flavor Flav, Chuck D. It's good stuff.
Happy birthday to Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
And Jared Stoll.
Did
you say it was Pod Colson's birthday, Coop?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is today, yeah.
Vasily.
Yeah.
Is it?
Wonder what he's doing.
Wonder what he's doing.
Drinking some vodka.
Probably.
Don't like vodka. You like vodka?
I like I don't need to drink gasoline, but I don't put anything in vodka. Like I'll just drink it straight.
It's like
maybe
cologne.
nice, but some smooth vodka is nice.
Some gin.
Yeah, but I told you I'm a tequila guy now, man.
Oh, and happy birthday to Jen. Her birthday was yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah, we missed it.
Sorry, Jen. You just never.
Hope you had a good day. Happy birthday, Jen. All right, we roll along. Tonight, Canada, you want to watch some sports? There's baseball. Canada, El Salvador at 8 o'clock. And, not much else going out in the sports world right now. We got the NBA draft tomorrow. That kicks off. And then the NHL draft on Friday. And, of course, Thursday, the CFL week kicks off. You have a game Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is awesome.
Awesome.
So, let's go. All right. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to download the episode if you missed any part of it. Big shout out to Tyrell Ford from the Edmonton Elks and Jonathan Bailey from the Hockey News covering the Philadelphia Flyers. For Coop and Joaquin, I'm Salas saying enjoy the rest of your day. We'll chat tomorrow. Chowders.